Shalom, Israel. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Yahweh is the true name of the God of the Hebrew Israelites. Yahweh Shah is the true name of his only begotten Son. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that did teach us this truth. And as always, peace and salutations towards this hopeful elect. It was on my spirit, man. Because we got to just keep calling all these things out. Got to be engaged in these prophecies, understanding the prophecies, and responding accordingly, all right, to these things that's happening upon the earth. But as well as calling out the wickedness of our people so that there will be no cloak for their sins, man. All right. They can't say we didn't tell y'all to stop doing this shit. All right. And this just shows you the type of world we live in, the times that we live in. This is it, man. So I came across this article through the spirit. Our women, man, just whores, and especially with this internet stuff, man. They think they didn't got away with some shit, or they think they're getting away with it. All right, but it says she went from homeless to millionaire thanks to OnlyFans. If y'all don't know what OnlyFans is, I mean, you should know, but I guess it's a platform where, you know, people can post content, but it seems to be mainly adult content, pornography, basically. So it's a site you get paid to get naked, all right, or do all type of weird stuff. But you know, the majority of these females, and probably males too, are on there naked, all right, showing their nakedness, which is just completely out of order, man. And hell, I can let this play.
Highland delivers scalable, cloud-based content services solutions, so your business information is connected, secure, and there, right when you need it. Map your digital evolution with Highland. Learn more at Highland. That's HYLAND.com.
She went from homeless to millionaire thanks to OnlyFans. By Diana Falzoni. Nevi Cakes, whose real name is Nevea, or Heaven Backwards, went from being homeless to making $90,000 per month creating adult content for sites like OnlyFans from the comfort of her home. A newly purchased one at that. I was homeless in Jacksonville, Florida, where I was raised and grew up, the 21-year-old tells the Daily Beast. Until I was 12, my mom raised me and then my grandmother. My mom was abusive and then we were sleeping couch to couch when I was younger. According to Nevi Cakes, the family had very little money. When her mother lucked into a small house or apartment, they would move in and live there for about 6 months before they were forced to crash somewhere else for the next several years. They eventually chose to live with her grandmother in order to offer the family a degree of stability. It was during the COVID-19 pandemic that Nevi Cakes decided to break into the adult industry. She was 18 years old, overworked, underpaid, and dealing with a variety of health issues.
That's enough. All right, but I just, give a little background or whatever on the unfortunate sister here, man. But I mean, there's a lot of things said. 90,000 a month, bro. Are they serious? Now, do we know, how much money they're actually making? No, they could be lying, and we know that the enemy likes to lie a lot and stress the truth, and but still, man, from what we understand is a lot of people, I'm talking about the women mainly, are making a killing off of prostitution, man. Let's just keep it real and be very, very straight and forward, man. All right, this is prostitution. All right, this is just new age prostitution, if you will. All right, and I always say this because a woman, now she knows it's wrong. All right, some part of her knows, you know what I mean. She should be a decent woman, not getting naked for the world. All right, but I'm gonna bring out these precepts, man, and let the Bible do the talking. $90,000 a month. Good gracious. I mean, good gracious, where does it stop, man? I mean, $90,000 a month. with that type of, those type of shekels, that type of money. I mean, a person that don't have the spirit of the Lord on them, they're not coming back. I mean, and I mean, it seems like it's just such a light thing for a woman. I mean, it's already in her nature to be submissive, and you know, all the stuff that you see them doing all the time, the twerking, the crawling on the floor, the scantily, you know, way they dress. You can tell, all right, because a woman is a wicked vessel, and she gives us these telltale signs of who she really is and what she's put on this earth to do. So all that nasty shit, that's a part of her nature, but it's just supposed to be towards her husband, man, towards that one man. Now we know, being that this is the last days, everything is completely jacked up. It's out of whack and out of order, man. So that's exactly what you're dealing with, where average to below average woman can obviously make it to be a rich man just by doing a few things, man. And I'm bringing out these precepts, but that's the harsh reality, the sick reality of the world that we live in, man. This is Deuteronomy 23 verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. So there it is, man. This is a law, statute, and commandment. They all go hand in hand. This is the Lord telling his people what not to do and how we ought not to be. All right. So the daughters of the nation of Israel are talking about all the women of the nation of Israel are not supposed to be whores. Neither are our men supposed to be sodomite, funny boys, all right, doing these abominable things. I think it mentions that. Yep. Now go down. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog into the house of the Lord thy God for any vow, for even both these are abomination unto the Lord thy God. That's a very, very powerful thing when the Lord says something is an abomination, and that's by his standard, not ours. And we do understand that his ways, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, or their ways are higher than ours, man. So when the Lord says something is an abomination, he's the one that created, something to be called an abomination. So we have no ideas, what I'm saying, how much disdain the Lord has for these things that he calls an abomination, man. All right. And his daughters, all right, being whores out here doing all this weird stuff, for every freaking man that they come across is not it. All right. This is not it. All right. $90,000 a month. Good gracious. All right. And that's why we're not supposed to be whores, and the men aren't supposed to be whoremongers. That goes in a lot of a pimp. All right. And as well as niggas that's just out here, especially specifically, let's be specific, referring to the daughters of Israel. We're not supposed to be whoremongers, buying sex from them. All right, they're supposed to be, and I'm talking about our women now. Specifically, the law was given to the Israelites, man. So I'm talking about the Israelite women and the Israelite men. All right, I'm not supposed to be whoremongers or whores. What part don't they get? But man, this system, society, kingdom has, facilitated our people to do just that, man. Where they can be whores and make more money than your so-called doctors and lawyers, man. All right, with that type of money, who the hell wants to really, really work? All right. Now there were some things said in that article about her being in a financially unstable situation with her family, her grandmother in Jacksonville. If you remember that, see if I bring that out right quick. And this is why the Lord said this. All right. Hold on, I can find it. Here it is. Proverbs, the wisdom section. Proverbs 30 and 8. Remove far from me vanity in all lies. The why Hashem Hawashai for doing that for his elect, hopefully elect. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Now, again, this is wisdom, knowledge, understanding, instruction here in the book of Proverbs. It's telling us, all right, or neither poverty nor riches. Why is that? Because like that young lady felt in majority of our people who don't have the spirit, which are unlearned individuals, unwise individuals, if they're in a poverty like state, well, a state that's gonna aid in them going the hell off, man, going against the law, statutes, and commandments, and doing all type of things where they feel is absolutely necessary for their survival and well-being. My auntie mentioned that one time, in a deep, freaking, I was going off and all type of emotions was coming out, all type of family members was saying shit like that. But that's what my auntie kind of said one time when she was younger. She basically, they come under the umbrella of I got to do what I got to do. I mean, that goes into murdering and stealing as well, man. These are our laws, man. We're not supposed to be stealing. We're not supposed to be murdering. All right. But our people, some, because of poverty, they do these things, man. Just like the women, hell, they all are in poverty. We all are, shit, because we're still in our captivity. All right. But especially that weaker vessel, man. The Lord just didn't put that type of spirit that he put on us in that woman, man. So she's definitely Eve. I'm referring to, is definitely out here winging it as like hell. All right, they're winging it. And the other women, shit, they were probably fortunate enough, to be a part of the oppressor system, the doctors, the lawyers, etc., etc., the women who have this education and these jobs, man. So they don't necessarily have to, and they'll do it anyway, though. They'll they'll have these so-called good jobs and good careers, and they'll still be whoring themselves out. That goes back to what I was saying, the female's nature. Look, let's just keep it real. Woman, you're exposed. We understand at this point that you guys are created to serve your man and to be a slut for him, if you will. All right. Because that's all they do, bro. That's all they talk about. That's all they think about. It's just sex, sex, sex. Everything is just over-sexualized, man. But again, I'm saying it's in a woman's nature to please her man, man. All this, you know what I mean? Crawling on the floor, all that old shit they be doing. Yeah, it's supposed to be, that type of energy is supposed to be directed towards her husband. But of course, we are far, far, far removed from these law, statutes, and commandments as a whole nation. So that's what we're experiencing again. $90,000 a month. Let me go back to that right quick. Yep, $90,000 a month creating contents for sites like OnlyFans, which is just being a whore. So with this type of trickery, you think our women are coming back, to being decent women the way the Lord designed it, intended for them to be? All right, and us, absolutely not. With $90,000 a month, just by and some of them don't even have to get naked. People, men and women are in all type of weird shit when it comes to the human body, So whatever type of weird stuff they're into, I mean, they can get paid for it. There's no way they're gonna come back making that much money, man. All right, but I'll bring out the rest of these precepts. Let's go to Matthew in relation to rich people, man. So, I mean, by the world standard, you can say what you want, but I mean, it's in a lot of being, wealthy, rich. Hell, they always say a million. She says she a millionaire, $90,000 a month. She do that every month. She's well on her way. Matthew 19:24. But listen to this though. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right? The Lord's being funny here, if you will. All right, because it's not gonna happen. So all these rich people, the entertainers, starting first and foremost, starting with our super oppressors, man, the ones that run this world. All right. And it trickles on down, man. You don't even have, because who's to say what rich is really, especially by the Lord's standard. But as far as the earth goes, man, people that got it. All right. Or even if you're not actually rich but have the pride to think that it's all good. Like a lot of these new little rappers coming up, man, just showing the money and all this old BS that they do on a daily, just having that puffed up spirit, thinking that they don't need Yahweh Bashim Shah, and that they're in a good case, man. So it all is in that lot of being a rich man. So they're not going to make it. All right. Now, I'm not finna get into how this thing is gonna go down right here on this lesson as far as our salvation goes, man. All right, the 1/3, the 2/3. All right. Let's just listen to what the Lord is saying in these red letters, that, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, and that's impossible unless the Lord, does this miracles, man. All right. So same thing with our people. All right, you around here rich, bro, you're not gonna make it. All right, there's no need talking about the other nations. Let's just talk about the nation of Israel. All right, this go round, man. All right, this rescue mission, if you will, Yahweh Shai, is about to pull off, and you're not coming. All right, you forsook, this kingdom for some petty change, man, because we finna be rich beyond our wildest imagination. Lord willing, we make it, and you'll see, and shame will cover you forever, and you'll see the error of your ways once the missiles are on their way. All right, and hit, and you see the elect women, beamed up, with their men, and turn into these glorious beings. All right, so go ahead and blow it. All right, for that bag, man, like the most of our people do, man. Goes into selling your soul, man. The Lord's talking about, what shall a man, what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul, man? This is where our people, it's gonna profit them absolute destruction, man. All right. And especially now, as you see the world crumbling, now is not the time to be going the hell off like that, man. The Lord got a strong judgment coming for these women. Let's bring out more precepts, though. Jeremiah 4:22, and it reads, "For my people is foolish." Who is it? The Lord's people, the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called blacks. All right, so-called Native Americans, Latinas. "For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are Sodom's children, stupid, and they have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge." So with all this wisdom oozing from the highways and byways via the prophets of Yahweh Shema Hawashah and the internet, our people have no knowledge of this truth, no knowledge of keeping the law. All right, no knowledge of the fear of Yahweh Shema Hawashah, which leads to that wisdom. All right, but the Lord says that his people are wise to do evil. Bingo. We talk about this all the time. We bring this out all the time. Our people know how to do all types of wickedness and are wise in it. Just like the OnlyFans, like brother like me, I barely know how to do the social media thing. I don't mess with it at all. If it wasn't for my fear, Yahweh Shema Hawashah, you wouldn't be hearing my voice now, because I don't even like, talking, hearing myself talk on camera and all that, but that fear though, it'll turn you up. But again, are people wise to do evil, just like that young sister right there? She's very, very smart, if you will, to be able to make $90,000 through doing wickedness and evil. All right, how to rob, how to make crack, all this shit that our people glorify and have done throughout these generations, man. They are very, very wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. And we know what's going to happen to them. We know what their fate is going to be. All right, it's going to be death, destruction, confusion out here. All right, and they're going to be starring in it. All right, in relation to Jacob's trouble, this time of great tribulation, this time of judgment that is coming upon this earth for shit just like that, starting with the Lord's people, the wicked ones. All right, so hey man, the Lord got them in that trick bag. Right now they think it's good, and the Lord is letting them, puff up, puff up, puff up, puff up. The Lord loves the, he loves it. All right. And bring them down, man, because the Lord said he hated a proud look, man, and especially the women of our nation. This is what aids into them having a proud look. If they, were in a position where they had to mess with us, like it's gonna be during Jacob's trouble, pursuant to Isaiah 4:1, 7 women taking hold of one man, because society has completely collapsed and everyone has went completely crazy. All right, the Lord gonna bring them down, man. All right. Let's go to Jude. Who they? 1 and 7. Man, that's crazy. I started 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting change unto darkness, unto the judgment of the great day. And we know these everlasting chains of darkness, man, be these bodies. Not finna get into who these angels were that didn't keep their first estate. Let's just, keep it, with the nation of Israel right now. Us in relation to us being on this earth right now. All right, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, and set forth an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities. Man, this is going into, our enemy, as well as the people who got played, man, who didn't have the spirit of Yahweh by Shem and Hawashai, man, just like Sodom and Gomorrah, if you know the story, all right, or the history, if you will, of what happened to that place, man. Well, the same thing is what the prophets are saying is going to happen to this place, Babylon the Great, as well as the rest of the world, but especially here in Babylon the Great. It will be destroyed as Sodom and Gomorrah was, man, but even worse because of what? All this BS, man, all right? That fornication, all right? That sexual immorality, huge, man, all right? And this is what's running rampant right now, man, all right? It's so wicked out here right now, man. You don't even understand. Of course, most of the brothers, we don't watch TV like that, but I was just watching like clips, man. Don't ask me how I got there, but like those doctor shows, like where the doctor comes on there and speaks, man, and the women talk shows, man. I just came across so many women, our women, like on these talk shows, just talking about men's manhood. This is like middle of the day shows, man. So in the middle of the day, this is what y'all talking about, measuring a man's manhood. You know what I'm talking about. They got their hand out, counting the inches, doing all type of shit, man. It's just crazy, man. But again, that's a woman's nature, to be fascinated with his rod, right? I mean, we're both, like, men are, we love a woman's body, and a woman loves a man's body if they don't have, those perverse spirits on them. So yeah, I mean, that's right. Again, it goes back to our women supposed to be bringing that energy towards her one husband, man. But of course, we know how we got here, man, disobeying the Lord. So we had to be punished and chastised, man, starting with the sons, man, which is us, Lord willing. All right, and it trickles on down, man, to the whole nation. Let's go to Psalms, and this is in relation to the coming judgment of all our people. We see, in relation to Jacob's trouble, we see a little bit of judgment happening now. We see a little bit happening more to the woman, but not as a whole. Now, the men, on the other hand, it seems like we've been, let have it. We're the ones getting locked up, put to death, all these things, alienated from society. This whole Babylon the Great thing is all about worshiping the woman, putting the woman upon a pedestal. So to be a man, is looked down upon right now. But that's what Yahweh Bashem Hawashai is for. And pretty soon, the spirit of being a real man is going to be much, much desired, all right, upon this earth. And we'll see how that goes. Psalms 73 and 5. All right, now this is talking about our enemy first and foremost, but guess who else is our enemy? Well, our women. All right, Esau and Eve. All right, and this is both of them. Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Going back to first and foremost, our true enemies, our true oppressor. All right, evil E, but as well as his counterparts, and who's, E's counterpart are women. All right, so right now, because the way the Lord got this set up, he let people get puffed up, man. He's letting them get prideful, letting them think themselves to be in a good case, and then whoop, he gonna sweep take the rug right from underneath their foot, man. All right. And they're going to find themselves to be in horrific cases, man, constantly, consistently. That's what we're warning our people. That's what's coming. We ain't really seen the full wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Hawashai, all fear to Yahweh Ba'ashem Hawashai. But when it comes, man, the Lord telling me it's going to be nonstop. So that's what we're trying to, be spared from. Again, they are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men. Yeah, like the men of your nation, sister. How we can't do none of that. Oh, please don't let me start with the hopeful sons. We definitely can't do none of that shit and not get punished immediately, or damn near immediately. It's gonna come faster, if we go to hell off than it is for you guys. Trust me. And that's what for you guys in this thing. That's what, if strengthens our faith, man. We see the Lord is chastising us as sons, man. So Lord willing, we're part of that hopeful number, man. But for everybody else, they're gonna get caught up in it. And again, this is the Lord's show. He is in control of all these things. He's the one that do good, do evil. All right. Killeth and maketh alive. The Lord do all these things, man. And our women will catch it. All right. $90,000 a month to do a little bit of nothing. At that, I'm sure some of them probably go hard on there, but some of them, just standing there talking, cooking, changing clothes, and you can make $90,000. Whoo! But that's what this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is for. Again, goes into selling your soul, man. Sure, we could all get caught up in that. Hell, we could all do it, couldn't we? But then the Lord would be displeased with us again, and we will be destroyed. Now, for the simple-minded motherfucker that thinks the Bible is a fairy tale, it means absolutely nothing to them. We understand that this thing of ours is finna manifest into some real glory, man, some real true riches and some real true power. So that's why we're a part of it. We're trying to be a part of it. Unlike the ones that take the Bible, just for a storybook. That's the difference. Again, we would all probably do that. You think I wouldn't want to make $90,000 just to show off my body a little bit? You're crazy. But, the Lord had taught us these things, and he's instilling in his men and his women patience. All right. But eventually, we're going to get to it. But right now we have to be patient because the Bible tells us oppression, I believe, maketh a wise man mad. And that's exactly what we're experiencing, man. We are oppressed on all sides right now, Akim. All right. But and it's making us mad, driving us crazy. Wake up. We either wake up fearful Yahweh Shema Hawashai, mad as hell, or sad every freaking day. If it's just a fearful thing, we just praising Lord for waking us up and put up some prayers for ourselves and the family and keep it moving. Or we wake up mad as hell. All right. Then we wake up to these news articles, this prophecy unfolding, and it's just making us crazy, through the spirit, making us want to come out the world more and more every day that we see how weird it is out there. All right. This is Isaiah going into this system that we live in, man. And let me see. Isaiah 5:20. Woe, destruction unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And we're seeing that with this so-called, let's just call it demonization of your boy Kanye in relation to what he said. Now I've said this before. I can get two flips what the boy said. I pray in the spirit If my brothers had a spirit upon them to talk about it, so be it, because it ain't gonna do nothing but really help us out at the end of the day. But I ain't listened to not one no interview that boy talking about, because I told y'all before, the boy been crying and saying the same shit since he done dropped. Why are we listening to him? But again, in relation to the Lord doing all these things, man, it's gonna help us out in the end. But I don't want to hear it. But I know he said something about the fake people of the Bible. All right. So starting with them, man, they're the ones that run the show, if you will, under Yahweh Shem Shai, and they're the ones that's calling this evil good and the good evil. All right, saying, hey, and eventually it's gonna trickle down to us, and they're gonna say we're the ones that are evil. We're the ones that's promoting hate and destruction and all of that. Meanwhile, and the famine of the word, and demonizing us in our videos. But on the other hand, we always say this, look at all the rap videos, Jake, come in the video with thousands of guns, women naked, and they don't say shit. No strikes, none of that on their videos, but we tell the truth and we get demonized, man. All right, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Even going into our women, same thing. They don't I wanted to bring that out. It was a show. What show? My Wife and Kids, man. And I should have brought that little clip out, but it was when Junior was supposed to get married to that little light skinned girl, and they were just highly against it. Gina from Martin, what her damn name? Start with a T. I don't remember a good name. And Dwayne's brother, whatever. Boy, I'm bad with them stars' names right now through the spirit. Who cares, right? Y'all know who I'm talking about, Gina and the old boy with the bald head. They were basically, Junior was like 18, 19 or whatever, and he wanted to get married, all right, quote unquote. And the parents were against it. The mama, Gina, was rathering Junior go to college and all this shit, man. And that's exactly what we're talking about, man. That's that calling evil good and good evil. So they're saying that they rather for this girl, all right, not get married to Junior and do God knows what in college. Same thing for Junior, than be together, like the Bible intended for young men and women to do when they're quote unquote young, is to be married and make these families, and it's all for the glory of Yahweh Shema Shai, being that we're his people. So if we were doing what we're supposed to do in righteousness, we would have these generations upon generations of just glory for the Lord. We offset the Lord, if you will. That's what we were created to do. All right, basically offset the Lord. He made all this a people, all right, for himself. We, people get mad because we're saying it's only for us. The kingdom's only for us. Salvation is only for us, the real Jews. Okay, all right. So we can't get around that, man. But our people always calling evil good and good evil. Look at the funny boys and that can get married now, and the funny girls, and they're saying if you speak against it, you're evil. All right, this is exactly what the flip we're talking about here. All right, woe to them. Destruction is coming to you guys that do such. Okay. I'll bring one more out, and I believe I've made the point on this, man. Just wanted to bring that out and tell our people, the moral of the story is come out of this, all right? For you women, all right, and men as well, man. Don't get caught. There's a strong judgment coming for being a whore, a sodomite, and all participants, man, all right, and wickedness, all right? You will be dealt with. All right, and we're bringing it out how the Lord is operating. The prophets are telling you how the Lord operated. He started at his house, and it started with the men. All right, you see that now, but it's gonna crank up on the men as well. But you women, your time will come. It's all good now because you're enabled to do these things, man. And I'll tell you exactly why. In Romans 11:7. Okay, yeah, man. What then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for. What is it that we seek? We seek perfection. When we get in his kingdom, ain't gonna be no roast section on none of the Israelites. We gonna be in our perfection. There will be no imperfection for a nigga the so-called nigga to roast. All right. We're looking for Malaki Hawashai to receive his kingdom and put this place in order, give us power. All these things is what we look forward to. All right. But the election have to attain it. Why? Going to predestination. Romans 8:29, I do believe, talks about that predestination, and there's wisdom in that, there's understanding in that. We know that this thing was set up from the beginning. So these spirits that are worshiping Yahweh Bashim Hawashai were predestined to do so before the foundations of the earth. All right, were created. But the election have attained it, and guess what? And the rest were blinded. And who does the blinding? Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. So anyone that at this point, with all the chaos going on, man, with the seeing the prophets, with the Lord putting a spotlight in this spiritual realm, if you will, all these things going on, our people remain blinded and ignorant. They're not gonna come out of it with $90,000 in the pocket for shaking some butt. Trust me. All right. But hey, there's a million ways the Lord is gonna stop that, man. They do one of them EMP attacks like you hear rumors of, or they just pull the plug. It's over with for that OnlyFans shit. It's over with for that internet shit. All right, now a woman ain't gonna stop there. She gonna try to prostitute her way all the way through this shit. You know that, don't you? That's gonna be her thing, if you will. But it's gonna be so crazy out here. Trust me, man. Most men ain't gonna be studying that, without some type of trade or whatever. So what I'm saying, just having sex all willy nilly, like Cedric used to say, it ain't gonna cut it. That's not gonna be the spirit out here. They think that is because what they say, that's America's oldest profession. Being a streetwalker, a hooker, or a whore for our women. All right. That shit gonna go out the window, bro. It's gonna be so much shit going on, man. And that, what I mean? Men ain't gonna be thinking about sex. There will be, rape and murder going on, man. But as far as like just trying to deal with you, I mean, stall me out. And in that day, all right, we're gonna see how y'all really look. I pray that the Lord take away all those things like he said he was gonna do. The bracelets, the jewelry, the ornaments, all those things that y'all use to hide your imperfection, because we're not in our perfection. All right. Y'all been able to hide y'all's though. You know what I mean? Saying shit about a man's height and his weight and all that shit. While y'all really a lot of y'all look like some monsters for real, just hiding it. So the Lord gonna expose all that thing. He gonna take all those things away. We're gonna see you for what you really look like with that bare naked face, you ugly ass. and we not vain like that at all as men of the Lord, man. It's just that spiritual pride, man, and that attitude makes you ugly. All right. Because again, who am I to say? What I mean? We are imperfect. But damn, man, y'all make yourselves ugly like that, like Glorilla, that Glorilla girl, man, please. You know what I mean? She ain't hideous, and I've been saying, like, I've been saying her, they put her on a pedestal now, so she everywhere in interviews and shit. They clean up good now. But you know what I'm saying? That pride make a motherfucker hideous, boy. But yeah, with that, again, man, we're just trying to stay away from this, man. All right, we're trying to stay away from it. There's gonna be a lot of temptation, and if we can't hold on now, man, we won't be able to hold on when the pressure really is applied in relation to that coming mark that they're gonna try to make the entire earth take. You know what I mean? So we're not supposed to forsake our integrity for the bag. All right, they're doing that now, and they're gonna do it all the way by taking that mark. Same people doing all this crazy stuff for the bag are the same ones that's gonna take that mark for the bag. And again, we're warning our people how they're gonna do it. I mean, the universal income is genius. And again, this is all set up by Yahweh Shema Hawashai. They do this universal income shit, try to do this great reset, bro. It's over. People gonna go for it, especially Jacob that don't have a lot. And by the time this tribulation pop off, a lot of people not gonna have a lot. So they're gonna be in a perfect position to take that mark, man. That's why we got to stay strong, stay diligent every day, do something spiritual, praying. If it's just praying, man, pray to Yahweh Bashem Shah. Try to learn some Hebrew prayers, man, and formulate some Hebrew prayers and put those up for yourself and your brothers and sisters, man. Continue to do these lessons for the brothers charged to go out to the highways and byways. Do that so we can get the hell out of here and stun on these guys. So with that being said, call Yahweh Bashem Shah. Till next time, Shalom.